Oh.
My nigga Tommy G.
The Scammobile? Y'all ready to ride?
The Scammobile.
Man, shout out America, man. I couldn't do this without y'all, man. We just show y'all what y'all could do if y'all wanted to get rich.
Chat, don't do this shit, bro. I promise y'all it's not worth it.
Couples America.
Y'all gonna go to jail, bro. Don't think you're white and you can get away with certain stuff. You gonna go to jail. Say I used to swipe. You gonna go to jail. Chat, I'm begging y'all. Please don't do this, bro.
Quickly turned into a nightmare after wiring nearly $800,000. All of that.
You punching me out.
7 times a week, every day.
Oh my god. Is that your fork or what is that for chicken?
Whoa. What a stick.
Facing more than 100 charges in a major credit fraud scheme.
University student accused of stealing more than $500,000 in a credit card scam.
It's shocking video of thugs chasing a mail carrier. Why? It's believed they wanted the master key he carries that opens mailboxes for the entire neighborhood.
25 investigates exposing a check scam that can wipe out your bank account.
We're talking about scammers who can clone any of our voices using artificial intelligence.
We are talking about $100,000 in forged checks.
Whether it's a scam call center from India, a billionaire's Ponzi scheme, a guy pretending to be a Nigerian prince, or a U.S. senator out trading hedge funds while employed on the taxpayer dime, the truth is people hate getting scammed. After all, there are entire YouTube channels dedicated to getting revenge on scammers. You see, scammers are people that leverage social engineering, also known as human hacking, to steal, manipulate, and exploit. They'll make their approach, get you to trust them, then before you know it, they'll disappear into thin air after they've extracted your bank account, social security, or other valuable
Jesus
information.
Christ.
Today,
Nigga withdrew $1 million from his savings?
And we uncover how some of the scams are happening right now. We'll cover the biggest scam that's ever occurred in U.S. history, and we'll talk to the scammers to see how they think and what motivates them. And by the end of this, we'll provide you with tips on how you can avoid getting scammed yourself. This is the world of scammers. Let's dive in. There are people out there looking to exploit your data for their own gain. With scammers like this out there lurking, it's a good idea to protect yourself. To guard against shenanigans like this, I use the sponsor of today's video, Delete Me.
Man, f that sponsor.
Folks, today we're diving into the world of scamming. I don't know what the hell we're going to get into. I'm excited, but apparently in the city of Minneapolis, scamming is a big business.
Minneapolis woman calls
Hey,
it
Minnesota?
professional hacking. Scammers drained $800,000 from her dad's bank accounts.
LaSalle University student accused of stealing
And her forehead
$1
big.
million in a credit card scam.
Foster was doing fake transactions, marking items up in price, then returning them for the original price while pocketing the difference in account of her own.
In fact, there are multiple RICO cases going on for fraud right now. A big scam that was pulled was the food share program. People pretended to be feeding the homeless and walked away with millions of dollars, and now they're getting RICO'd for that. A scammer is kind of like an illegal...
But look, if you're gonna do some illegal shit, just get to the point where you making money and you can dip. Don't get too thirsty. I'm begging y'all. Don't get too thirsty. On Jesus. Nigga said Minnesota. What's there to do out in Minnesota? Only thing I know about Minnesota is that song. They get cold like Minnesota. Cold like Minnesota. Cold like Minnesota. Cold like Minnesota.
magician. They're pulling things out of thin air. There's illusion, deception, and before you know it or realize what they did, they're gone with the bag. Let's meet up with these guys.
They got the Vikings. Name one nigga that uses the Vikings in Madden. Hey, we in Minnesota. Hey, pouring up a soda with a 4-liter, and it's getting colder. Hey. And nigga said call like a scammer.
Yo, my boy.
Is that you?
Yeah, this me right here.
I'm in that rental car, that white car.
All right, bet I'm finna walk over there.
Okay, here, door's unlocked.
Yo, what's up, bro? I say, I just know how to exploit ways to get money. Simple.
What are the different plays we're gonna be getting into today?
We got punching, simple things. We go from getting food. We could go from gas. We could go from checks. We could go from transfers. Scam work. It's all different type of ways you can get into it.
So what got you into this world?
Alright, so look, it started when I was younger. It was this rapper, his name Tbvnks. When I was younger,
Yo, what happened to TJX6?
I was just listening to his music and wondered, what the f is this dude doing? I started getting into it, digging in, and it started with cars. If you listen to the music, he's talking a lot about cars and checks, really. When he's talking
Yo,
about
how I get
cars.
banned on TikTok? What I even do? Dangerous activities and challenges. The niggas ain't even warn me.
Telegram, there was this African dude I met, and we was talking for a long time, and he told me something called, it's a certain type of check that you can order off of a log. The log, ship the check, so it dropped. I picked it up, put it in the ATM, 6,900 came. That was my first ever play. And ever since then,
Has this ever put you in a risky situation?
money is fun. Pretty much scamming down here is pretty popular. In the city, everybody knows what's going on.
I think it'd be easy.
If you find somebody that wants to do it, they know what they're signing up for. They know what's behind it.
Are there rich scammers out there?
You can really get rich off scamming. That's real. It's pretty common.
Six-figure rich,
Seven-figure rich. That's real.
Rather than judging these kids, I wanted to try and put myself in their shoes. Now, I know I'm overgeneralizing here, but here's a theory I'm working on. A lot of these kid scammers are from Gen Z, and this is the generation that saw their parents lose their house in the 08 mortgage crisis.
I remember
the bank
that.
executives responsible got rewarded by multi-million-dollar bonuses, and the banks that fundamentally scammed the country got bailed out by the tax money of the very people they scammed. So essentially, these kids witnessed a financial system that openly didn't give a shit about them or their parents, so heck, why not pull a scam of their own? It kind of explains the sense of nihilism that we've seen creeping into this Gen Z generation. Whether you talk about scammers, the Kia boys, or just an overall sense of I don't give a f, because it seems like the world around them is crumbling. Now, from a cultural standpoint, we've seen the rise of scam rappers, guys like Baby Tron, TJX6, and Punch Made Dev, and these are guys who look effortlessly cool, ridiculously rich, and they seem to be easily getting away with scams on major banks and institutions. So yes, it's easy to point the fingers at the scammers you see here, and yes, they have a moral responsibility of what they are doing, but are they not just an underworld byproduct of a system that white-collar scammers created? I don't know. That's just a theory I'm working with. Do you save much of your money?
I'm not scamming long term to be scammed out for the rest of my life. This shit's all like with anything you do, any hustle. I'll let you just quit until you move on to your next, you feel me, next steps.
Have you ever been almost caught by law enforcement? I'm gonna take that as a yes.
No. Pause,
Let me think yes.
Think about it, but nah, never.
How much does an IP address come to play with what you do?
It gives me, that's like your address. I don't know. Like, you feel me? That's like your internet address. So.
For most of the things you do you have to obscure your IP address?
Yeah.
Is that difficult to do?
Nah, average person could do it, I'd say.
So it doesn't
All
affect
you do is get a VPN, nigga.
Everybody has committed a scam before in some way. Some people do different types of scams. Some people do insurance. Some people do home scams. You know, it's all different types of scams. I look at it as I'm not taking money from a human. You know what I mean? And I don't think I'm a bad guy for it. You feel me? Let me see. We just got a package.
How much money are we talking right there? What you're about to see is called punching chicken. Now, punching is lingo in the scam world that refers to the practice of using the dark web to get somebody else's credit card information and doing an online order to punch the item. You can punch chicken, pizza, presumably anything you can buy online. Here's how it went down.
This is the website that I will buy the cards from to do the punching. Ready to buy cards.
A fake credit card.
A real credit card, but it's just not ours.
And how much money does it have on it?
It depends. I wouldn't necessarily say I know the exact amount. Certain banks, they give you the ability to check. You can call the bank and you can check how much. But I would just be buying a card based off of the knowledge that I already know. There's something called a BIN. A BIN is a bank identification number. Now, depending on what BIN you have,
Yo,
you might
why do all these niggas always wear Nike Techs?
got a card that has
I know exactly who that nigga is. Yo, drop that nigga's name right now.
thousands on it. You might get a card that has millions on it. There's no telling though.
It's luck of the draw.
Basically, yep.
So these are cards that someone physically stole, like at the gas station? It fell on the ground, they picked it up, they upload it to a website, and then it's sold to a bidder like you, or how does that work?
Basically, yeah, kind of like how you just explained it. I wouldn't necessarily say it comes from people picking them up off of the ground, but more so skimmers. They have machines that you can put on, for instance, at the gas station, you can put a skimmer on the machine where the people put their cards into, and then from here, you'll get about 1,000 hits. Now, depending on how many people put their cards in that specific machine where you put your skimmer at.
Yo, that's why every time I go to 7-Eleven, I lift that motherfucker up. When I'm at 7-Eleven, I lift that motherfucker up. When I go to the gas station, I touch that motherfucker. I go to the ATM, I finger that. I be fingering that shit like this. Huh? I was talking about like the skimmers.
That's where all the card information would come from.
Does the skimmer also capture your PIN?
Yes, it does.
Now all of a sudden, Cat want to come in here. Nah, nigga. Socks, nigga. Now all of a sudden, Cat coming through here. Nah, nigga, socks.
So if you use a machine that has a skimmer and you type in your PIN, all of a sudden, you're wide open.
You're good. Yeah,
all of a sudden, niggas want to start adding their Discord, talking about where you been at.
You're good, though.
Yeah. The thing about, you know, getting captured by a skimmer is if you have the right type of setup with your bank account in terms of two-factor authentication, the bank asking like questions like, was this you that just spent money at Raising Cane's for about $100? You know what I mean? If you have these different types of protocols set up with your bank, then you're less likely to be a victim of fraud.
Basically, right now, you can get free chicken.
I can get free everything right now. Boom. Now we got the money on there. Now I can buy a card.
You can buy Social Securities off this?
When you buy the cards, depending on how much the card costs, that's why I said 30.
I don't even know what size mean.
Cards, they range from
August 16th, nigga.
20 to 25, all the way up to 30. You can see, look, I'll show you when I refresh.
And I just saw you could buy a Canadian card, you could buy a US card, show you the country.
Wow. You can buy from anywhere on the planet. As long as the website has a way to get these cards and put them on their site, then you can get pretty much anything.
Have you ever heard of punching a mule?
Punching a mule?
We spoke to legendary lawyer Bruce Rivers and a man who's a financial crimes expert to get their opinion on the scams you see unfolding in this video. Punching a mule.
No, I've never heard of that.
That's where you apparently...
Why does this nigga got a big ass fofo on his desk? 2 of them.
Hire someone else's credit card and you use that to buy free food?
You know, there's a lot of scams going on. There's the skimming that goes on, like at a gas station, somebody attaches a skimmer. That's actually happened to me. Somebody tried to buy some stuff at a sporting goods store, like $2,000 worth of on my credit card. And then I see the guy in court on the hook board. I mean, I was like, holy shit, that's the guy that stole my identity. Had to trace it all back. We figured out exactly what pump it was. We figured out exactly where it was. And he had been doing this all over the place. So I saw him in Hennepin County in court. And my thing happened in another county. He was doing it all over the place.
A lot of times what's going to happen is you go to try and do a touch pay. It doesn't work. That's part of the plan. They want you to scan your card. So they actually will have a module, something that's identical looking to the actual card swipe, overlaid. Physically go and try and pull it off. If it doesn't pull off, you're good. If you can go inside and pay the gas station attendant, ideally in cash, avoid this whole digital footprint process, you're gonna be a lot safer. You see any sort of fraudulent activity on your account, immediately contact your bank. The sooner that you can contact the authorities, law enforcement, it's gonna be much easier to get your money back. When there's delay in space and time, scam, with any sort of financial scam, it's much harder to get your money back.
If you really want to get specific on which one you want to buy, you can type in your BIN, your bank identification number. So I'm going to type in a BIN that I know is going to work. This is a bank called Wings Financial Credit Union. Very, very high-class bank. So when you're doing simple punching for, you know, food and shit, like we talked about, yeah, Cane's might take $100 loss today, but that person whose card I'm using, they're getting all their money back. 100% guaranteed.
Well, I've heard people that get scammed and it can take 30 days for them to get the money back in their account. The average American has $1,000 or less in their savings. So if you scam the average American and rent's due, they might not have it because of the scam.
You are right. But in terms of them never getting their money back, I know for a fact that they'll get their money back. Somebody just texted and said he's seen the police. Somebody just texted him and said the police. Yeah, we gotta get out.
Cap. Them niggas was not there for y'all.
a Cane's chicken. How often do you guys get free meals like this?
Every day I eat free every day. Everything I do is almost free.
So the customer name is
right? Yes, yes. Thank you, actually. Look. Visa, credit card, ending in 75.
Okay.
We'll go over to the website, same card, ending in 75. Can't make this shit up.
Okay. Some guy named just lost 50 bucks because some guy got 50 chicken nuggets.
80, and we finna eat good. Okay, I hear the police.
Hear the police? Let's get out of here.
After a successful chicken punching, the fellas decided to take their chicken to a warehouse in a secure location so they could eat their chicken in peace.
Alright, bro, we finna go.
Nigga, did y'all go to a motherfucking storage unit? Fuck Razor Cane's.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, how illegal was that, what we just did?
That's like a 10, because I fully completed it, you know? And anything that you do that you're doing fraudulent, it's always going to be a 10. The only thing that makes it more secure is that I didn't go in there and swipe a card. So they can't say that I did anything illegal.
If they caught you, what would be the punishment?
You know, it's a white-collar crime. I don't think I would get charged with anything really because, like I said, they don't have any proof that I did anything, so they will have to drop the case. If they did want to take full action and give me a punishment, it will probably be worth from like 5 to 10.
5 to 10 years?
Just for some shit.
What makes it worth it?
Sounds hard, right?
Because you black.
So it's like, if you ain't got no money, but you got somebody's card, you get all good. Just the other day, I got good lines like this.
Is it that easy to get away with?
Yeah, 100%. I'm always in and out.
This nigga eating good.
And they tried to hold me or tell me, oh, we can't give you what you're paying for, you gotta wait a little bit, you know? But in terms of me going into a restaurant and I swipe a card, say that card declined. I swipe another card, I know they're looking at you weird. Give us a second. Matter of fact, you can't swipe any more cards. Just wait right here for us while we get the system set up, right? While they're getting their system set up, they're really calling the police to tell you, like, hey, this guy's in here trying to commit fraud.
So do you even get nervous making a play like this?
Hell no. It's easy, bro. I've been doing this shit since 2017.
All right, let's see if this is real chicken or scam chicken.
Come on.
If you could say a message to the CEO of
Since when does Razor Cane's have big ass boxes like that?
For the chicken, you fed a lot of hungry people tonight.
I guess big dogs gotta eat. Is that necessary for, is that your fork or what is that for chicken? Whoa! I'm gonna see if punch chicken tastes any different. Actually, this is my first time eating Raising Cane's. No fucking ditty. Oh, that is a chicken tender.
Free food tastes good, don't it?
Ooh, and we got the tan too, people.
Change around with the car because you weren't grabbing, what is it, the CVV, but we had the code to change that shit around. Alright, back to the page, ready to go? Yeah, we finna, once this nigga wake up, motherfuckers probably gonna get this sent up on today or tomorrow. I'm gonna give his ass a call, wake his ass up.
So, the guy that's sleeping, what role does he play? The guy that's gonna wake up?
So, the guy that sleeps plays a very important role. He's the one that's do send-outs. Basically, I can't get into too much detail, but he does send-outs for banks and way to access logs that way. Best way I can describe it is a message coming to your phone.
Okay. How hard is it to get your hands on this type of paper?
You can get it. Anybody can get paper like that.
What does it take for this to be legit? Like, is this a tough part of the puzzle, or is this a pretty easy part of the puzzle?
The easiest part is access to.
How many hours a week do you think you work doing this?
So that nigga vaping to the max?
When I still carry on life, probably would take hours out of the week. I'll probably save maybe like 10, 15 hours together. Most shit is fast.
What makes someone good at this?
Connection. The more connections you have, person has something for everything in every field. It's not just one type of scam. Be rich.
Does this profession make you nervous?
No.
Is it risky?
Yeah. So, can't be nervous, though.
What's your philosophy on life?
The world is mine. Have fun when you're young.
Is it hard to keep this on the hush? If you're busting big plays, is it hard not to flex it or to talk about it?
Definitely. I'd say that's one of the things. Now I'm getting to the point where I've been doing it for a minute. I don't care anymore. You know, I do it so like I won't even post.
What's your specialty?
Have different specialties. You always level up, so I can't say I have like one good specialty, but I can do anything that I want. Another thing I think my good specialty is I can figure out whatever I want to learn. Anything.
Were you good at school?
Yeah, I was good at school.
Did you like school?
Yeah, school was fun.
What do you call yourself?
Baby J.
What's your specialty?
I'm good at talking, really. Good at talking. You feel me? Everybody play different roles. This is one of my guys right here. He might come to you, ask you a couple questions, and you'll be right. But basically, this right here is a check that I cooked up. It's like a
Nigga said the Chipotle method. What the fuck is that?
I made a copy of basically. So, let me try to show you. This what it look like originally, and this what it look like now. Exact same thing, exact thing. And this right here, the way that I'm doing it, a lot of people don't know how to do it this way.
Check fraud. Printing out fake checks, cashing them at a bank.
What normally happens isn't that the person who's doing the fraud is the one cashing it. Usually they get some unsuspecting person, oh, I can make you a lot of money, and so they write the check to that person. So there's a middle guy in between, and it's usually the person that's unsuspecting, not thinking that it's a fraudulent check, and all of a sudden they go to the bank and they try to get the cash. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's usually the unsuspecting person, not the person who's behind the scheme.
A check fraud is a complicated situation because one of the biggest ways that you can protect yourself is go to the actual post office itself and mail the check. And I would prefer that you don't even mail checks. I really don't think you should be at this point. It has all your information on it. The more space and more distance you have in terms of the transit that needs to occur with that check, the more risk you're gonna have.
What is the penalty for printing fake checks?
It depends upon the loss amount, typically.
Wait, what the fuck? Somebody just sent me. Varsity 7. Wait, what? Who is this nigga? Somebody just sent me some shit. Who the fuck is Varsity 747?
Shut up. 40 more days till August 16th. Yeah, you ain't gonna say this to me on August 16th. I ain't gonna hold you, bro. And to be honest, since August 16th is gonna be so monumental, I'm giving everybody $100 on August 16th. That's how crazy August 16th is gonna be. August 16th, it's gonna be a hot summer. Put the fries in the bag. Unk gonna collab with Sketch, August 16th. Yeah, you're goofy. 36 more days till August 16th. Nah, I'm not collabing with Sketch on August 16th. I might be collabing with your sister though. But anyways, hope you mark your calendars. August 16th. It's gonna be lit.
I don't know what that is. Shots, nigga.
If it's, and usually it's a felony because it's forgery and theft by swindle. And so if it's, under $2,500, it's probation. Each check becomes a felony count in and of itself, and you get enough of those, it can ultimately be a prison sentence. It really does depend upon the value that we're looking at.
And what can this play be worth?
This right here was $5,400.
That's a lot of money.
That's a piece of paper.
This is just making up a check?
Yeah, it's just me making it.
So you can make any amount you wanted?
Yeah, any amount you want.
Is it going to come out of here?
Yeah, I imagine.
The bigger you go, the more...
Yeah, once you touch that 10K mark, any scam over 10,000 is where you're serious. So we can get serious for real. Check forgery isn't so high of a crime.
How much does this printer cost?
Well, it's about like 500.
It's crazy that
Yo, niggas still use printers in 2024?
Thousands of dollars. They say money doesn't grow on trees, but you are kind of making it look like it does. Someone got the original or a copy of a real check sold it to you online and you're
Yes.
printing out that version?
If I need a printer, bro, I just go to like Office Depot or Staples, bro. I don't even have a printer.
Way to get a check. You can break a mailbox, or there's keys. You can look it up. You can probably find clips of people robbing mailmen to get keys.
In regard to mail carriers, there's been a lot of violence towards them. There's been a lot of robbing of mail carriers and taking the keys that they use in order to open up mailboxes. And there's been all this money put towards these digital defense mechanisms and these electronic keys to use, but that still doesn't necessarily protect the mail carrier themselves. But this applies to everyone. In terms of protecting yourself generally, it's all about not having patterns. For the mail carrier, if you're on a route, just like if I was on a patrol route, if I had the same patrol route, same time, same place, every single day, it's easy for that patrol route to be intercepted. Change and vary your patterns. It's called force protection.
What about when someone hits a mail truck, steals the mail keys, and steals checks that?
Bye-bye. In other words, you know, that's usually done on an inside job basis. Because who's going to steal a mail truck? And know that there are going to be checks on that truck. Probably not too many.
Which is the most risky part of this puzzle?
I say out of all of them, the risky part, 9 times out of 10, you guess the most risky part and who has the most important role in this particular style is the person getting the check. So, when you scamming, it's not always like somebody's always we're always the villains, like, we also helping people. Cause we split the money that the money we never just running off. We split it 50-50 with them. Just now, right now, look what happened to her.
Someone just said, I swear I got evicted, I gotta get back on my feet, and you said, I got you, cuz. Send me ID. Someone's sending you their bank.
Right now, this is right now, look at the card. This today, look, this today. Some people actually need help, so it's like sometimes. I know people to this day that bring me other people's accounts. You see how real this looks? If you're a big teller, who put that up to the sky, you'll see like, you see me?
Like this is a real one.
This is a real check. They come up and cash this and then get paid for it right now. Actually, they are. Y'all finna see it today.
We can only fit so much into a YouTube video. All of this will be available at Patreon only. Highly recommend you check that out. Link is in the description. Would you say this is up there, Miguel, for things you've done?
Top 3 for sure.
This is fucking ridiculous, dude. I'm not exactly sure what we were about to do, but it feels sketchy. The first scamming video I put out, people are wondering, is this guy for real? Is he scamming us and believing that it's real? But like the casualness in which we're doing some of these things is like,
Cracking accounts, not safe. We are cracking accounts, not safe. It is less dangerous. Do not get killed trying to crack a safe. We crack accounts. Please do not.
So does Minneapolis feel lawless right now?
Certain parts is lawless. I'm not gonna lie, this whole city is law for scam. That's like the biggest thing. Like even from the politicians to our parents to other people's parents.
How do the politicians scam?
They're in on a lot of shit. Like they get paid bribery and shit. Like they're into like the non-profit frauds and shit. Politicians here, they play dirty too. They play dirty games. Even the police even play dirty games.
He's not going to mention some of the biggest scams going on. Here's a look at something that's actively happening in the city right now. Here it is.
One of the largest scams in United States history happened right here in Minneapolis. During the pandemic, the Minnesota Department of Education was tasked with overseeing the handout of meals to kids, the needy, and the homeless during the COVID era, and they delegated local supervision to nonprofits like Feeding Our Future. What happened next was a tsunami of swindling. These nonprofits fraudulently claimed to be feeding thousands of kids a day within just weeks of being formed. Not only were literal tons of food wasted, but the fraud ended up costing the U.S. taxpayer about $250 million. As of now, there are dozens of people being indicted and brought to trial, and to this day this stands as one of the biggest scams in U.S. history.
The dirty streets of Minneapolis. Mama doing dope, daddy got no hope. We just scared, y'all. Because the system scared us out of both our parents. CIA bought dope to the motherfuckers. See? My daddy, they got him out the way. They ain't trying to pay no child support. It's cool though, bro. And you know we gonna do? We gonna grind, nigga. This that shit that we love, nigga. We love making that money on. We gonna do whatever it takes to make that money on. Shit get wicked out here for real. And I'm not a bad guy. I'm not gonna to say this, like, I'm the biggest magic guy to do this to people and shit. Nah, bro, I'm not gonna do this to get my people to get hear me.
What percentage of scammers would you say are balling, and what percent of them would you say are actually kind of broke?
They are bullshit scammers. Like, there's always the one main person, then there's the middleman, then there's the middle. It's like a tree. One person passes a card to one person, that person gets passed down to the main person. The main person is the one who splits the money to everybody and decides how much everybody else has. So all scammers are not rich. That's another thing. Like, you can be a scammer and not have a way. Feel me? Like, in scam world, always a new scam. That's another thing. And it's about who figures out the scam first. You can't really say it's too many runners. Like, it's like, you always tell, like, you will scam, you know who a runner and who's boss trying to find the moves. But don't get it confused, though. I just seen runners turn into bosses. You feel me? Like, it's a lot of runners that became that man. You feel me? So, big thing in the scam world, getting slimed out, too.
What is that?
Slimed out, like, say Mexican, brother just did a move, and you like, I'm not paying you or who you brought. It's over with. I'm taking the whole bag. That's what I remember when talking about karma yesterday. It's karma in the scam world, too. Not off of somebody. Nine times out of 10, it's not what I think it's about. The end, it's about wiping it down. That's a whole other step. You know what I'm saying? It's not just like easy. You can't just wake up and come. It's not that easy. Now, it's that easy to do basic shit, but it gets deeper than that. It can be a blessing and a curse at the same time. It just depends on how you break through. You gotta stay consistent too. You gotta stay consistent with anything you do.
Alright, you're filming.
I'm gonna show y'all some box action.
Scammers operate in a climate of deceit. You see, fraud is a game of smoke and mirrors. These guys ran
you
out
check
the
Twitter
phone
out?
to
Yeah.
presumably make an ATM play. And what I saw on the tape...
Say something we worried, bro. I ain't gonna lie, I was just reading this. I was just listening to this.
That's some great footage. See the police?
Where do you guys see him? Of course, you guys were out there for like fucking 20 minutes in ski masks and glasses.
We had a little technical difficulty. You like took us so long, and you'll see the dead. The cars start locking on us. But sometimes the car will lock up and then it gives you like fraud alerts, which the person has to confirm on the phone.
You guys were skied up with glasses the whole time in front of a bank?
How this nigga Tommy G don't never go to jail? He be with niggas that's doing illegal shit.
Do you guys feel like you guys were out there for way too long?
And what could they possibly do?
One of the things that comes to mind is what we are seeing, is that even real? And what makes me think it is real is that they took 20 minutes outside of this van, they got fraud alerts on their phone. If they were just taking money from their own account, it would have been in and out in a minute or two. But this also brought up more questions.
Now, remember earlier in the episode when I was talking about the sense of nihilism that I have noticed in Gen Z? When they do things like this, their nihilism can come off as quite sinister. I mean, scamming people, banks, grandmas, restaurants, it's pretty crazy. But what I think is the source of all this nihilism is a lack of hope. And why I think a lot of Gen Z has no hope, I mean, this is the first generation in American history that's projected not to do better than their parents. These kids have inherited this world where they can't afford anything, the food, the housing, the college, all of it is sky high. And the people making the rules, their government, is this lazy, lousy bunch of bureaucrats that openly cheat all of the time. So a lot of these kids, I think, have just said, F it. The world is fake, the world is a scam, and I'm gonna scam the world. I'm gonna get mine for myself at any means necessary. I'm gonna cheat the system that I feel cheats me.
But what do I know? I'm just trying to make sense of what I'm seeing and figure out the world. That was a look into the world of scamming. Any final thoughts, fellas?
And we didn't give y'all everything. We didn't get a chance to give y'all everything, but and we won't give y'all everything. We love y'all. We don't scam people for a living. We help people out.
We took a deep dive into this world. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next week. Peace. If you want to keep yourself safe on the internet, consider checking out the sponsor of the video, Delete Me, and use code Tommy20 for 20% off your subscription. And lastly, new shirts hit the site. Scoop it up. Big dog summer, baby. Peace.
The fuck is wrong with that nigga? This nigga talking some bullshit.